Mount the trigger block lever spring to the trigger. Mount the trigger block lever. Mount the trigger pin halfway so that it holds the trigger lever. Mount the firing pin return spring on the firing pin. Mount the firing pin collet to the firing pin. Attach the firing pin spring to the firing pin and while compressing, mount the firing pin retainers to complete the mounting of firing pin group. Hammer the front side to the slide from the front and fix it with front side retaining screw. Hammer the rear side to the slide from the side and fix it with side adjustment screws. Mount the firing pin group to the slide while pressing the decocker lever. Mount the slide end cap to the slide by pressing the firing pin. Attach the extractor pin spring to the extractor pin and attach firing pin block spring to the firing pin block. Insert the extractor pin together with spring and firing pin block together with spring into their places in the slide. Mount the barrel to its place in the slide. Mount the recoil spring. Attach the trigger lever spring on the trigger lever and while in this position, mount them to the ejector. Mount the trigger lever bar. Insert the trigger spring to its place in the ejector. Attach the firing pin activator spring to the firing pin activator and while in this position, mount them to the ejector. Hammer the firing pin activator pin in order to fix it. Mount the backstrap to the frame and fix it to the frame by hammering the backstrap pin. Mount the magazine catch to its place in the frame. Mount the magazine catch spring to its place. Mount the slide stop lever and the slide stop spring respectively to their places in the frame. Fix the locking block into its housing and hammer the locking lever pin. Place the trigger group in its place in the frame and fix by hammering the trigger pin. Place the locking lever spring in its housing. Also place the locking lever on the spring. Fix the takedown catch in its housing by pressing on the locking lever. Attach the takedown catch piece and fix by hammering the pin. Place the trigger bar in the frame in such a position that its head part is placed in the trigger. Fix the trigger bar by hammering the trigger pin completely. Mount the trigger spring to the trigger bar and mount the ejector group to its place in the frame. Fix the ejector by hammering its pin. Mount the slide group to the frame. Finally, insert the magazine into the frame to complete mounting TP9. Eject the magazine by pressing the magazine catch. Push the takedown catch downwards from both sides and remove the slide frontward. Remove the ejector pin. Take the ejector pin out of its housing. Release the trigger spring from the trigger bar. Move the trigger pin out to the left side, letting half of it remain inside. Take the trigger bar out. Remove the takedown catch pin upward. Remove the takedown catch piece and the takedown catch. Remove the locking lever and the locking lever spring. Remove the trigger pin. Take the trigger group out. Take the locking lever pin out. Remove the locking block. Remove the slide stop spring and slide stop lever. Remove the magazine catch spring. Remove the magazine catch. Remove the backstrap pin. Remove the backstrap. Remove the firing pin activator. Remove the firing pin activator and firing pin activator spring. Remove the trigger spring. Remove the trigger lever bar. Remove the trigger lever and trigger lever spring. Remove the recoil spring group. Remove the barrel. Remove the extractor by pressing the extractor pin. In this way, the extractor spring is also removed. After the extractor and the extractor spring is removed, remove the locking lever and locking lever spring. Remove the slide end cap by pressing the firing pin collet frontward. Remove the firing pin group. Detach the side adjustment screws and remove the rear sight sideways. Remove the front sight retaining screws and remove the front sight frontward. Remove the firing pin retainers by compressing the firing pin spring. Remove the firing pin spring. Remove the firing pin collet and firing pin return spring. Remove the trigger pin completely. Remove the trigger block lever. Remove the trigger block lever spring. Eject the magazine by pressing on the magazine catch. Pull the slide back and check if there is any bullet in the barrel chamber. After ensuring that the pistol is empty, squeeze the trigger. Remove the slide by pressing the locking lever. Remove the recoil spring group and the barrel from the slide. Lubricate the barrel using a wet ramrod. Brush the barrel using a brush. Dry the barrel using a dry ramrod. Brush the ejector. Brush the place between the trigger bar and the frame, the inner part of the trigger, and the locking block. Lubricate the above-mentioned parts.